2 microphones,
2 Amandas,
and some seriously entertaining tales. I'm Amanda Wedekamp.
and I'm Amanda Stanzione.
We know stories connect us all.
And we realized we have a mountain of stories to share. So buckle up,
And brace yourself for a wild ride.
because we've got a lot to say and probably too much to share.
Amanda, I'm definitely going to be judged for this story.
Oh, I can't wait.
But
I will judge you. Perfect.
Totally.
Yay.
But I feel like it is completely relatable.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the great benefits of social media is making connections and friends virtually.
Yes.
Right,
People
so-
you would have never
Right.
known, met, been friends with before.
And you connect with them and you actually become friends sometimes
Yes.
with these people
Yes.
and you've never met them in real life.
And may never.
Right. In 2019, I was working for a health and wellness company as a coach.
Okay.
And one of the other coaches found me and, started an Instagram chat with me.
Okay.
So we're talking on Instagram. And funny side note, she sends me an Instagram voice memo,
Okay.
but I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
And she was like, "It's a voice memo. What is happening?" So, she's a little younger than I am,
yeah.
clearly.
Okay.
And her name is Stacy, and we have since become really great friends.
Okay.
She is somebody who is completely extroverted. She is a go-getter, and she's also super social. So she was connecting with a few coaches at the time and making friends.
So have you ever met her?
Well, we did meet, and that was part of the story. So in 2020, we were now in lockdown, and we're realizing how important virtual connections truly are.
Yes.
And she decides around August of 2020 to have what we called a coachcation. So it was
Ooh.
like a vacation
Yeah, a coachcation.
for these coaches. There were 7 of us, and the only coach I ever had talked to yet was Stacy.
Okay.
But there were going to be 5 women that I didn't know, plus Stacy and myself.
Okay.
And I had never met Stacy in person yet.
Oh, wow. Really going out on a limb here.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
It's definitely outside my comfort zone. But also, I think given the fact that it was 2020,
Right.
I was like, sure, I will do anything
Right.
right now to get out of my house.
Yes. Yes.
We rented an Airbnb mountain house
Okay.
in North Carolina.
Okay.
All of these coaches were pretty much in the southeastern part of the United States. And we were all driving there. Some of them actually rode together because they were from Alabama.
So did everyone know each other except for you? Or was it kind of like some people didn't?
Right. Some people knew some people, but it was more like, Stacy knew one gal, and then that gal knew a couple other women,
Right.
and then they knew someone.
And then Stacy knew you. And
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Yes. So we all arrive at this mountain house, and the Airbnb description was, "It is treacherous to get to the location."
Oh, okay.
So be prepared. You're going up a mountainous road.
Treacherous.
So as we're going up the mountain, I'm driving my own self, right? And it is pretty much feels like one lane.
Mm-hmm.
You could obviously move over a little bit, but you have to stop if somebody's coming the other way.
Okay.
And you can't see because you're going straight up.
That always makes me so
Oh,
nervous.
it's terrifying.
Because what if someone does come? I'm always like, I don't know. Where
Right.
should I go?
Where do I go?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ugh.
So it really was treacherous. And you never know if the Airbnb description is going to err on the side of caution and be extra cautious, or if they were being truthful and they were totally truthful. So the drive up, quite treacherous. We basically already knew we were going to be in the mountain house the whole time.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We're not going to be
It's
like
2020.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not bebopping around the
Right.
town because that's not happening in 2020.
Right. Right.
We did have a hiking plan for the following afternoon.
Okay.
But we get there on a Thursday. So it's Thursday afternoon. We've planned all the meals. Like we've brought, coolers full. It is super exciting.
Yes.
We are having so much fun. We chit chat, we connect. I remember one of my friends was from Alabama and she said the word oil, but I didn't understand what she was saying.
What'd you
because
think it
she's
was?
like,
Oil?
Yes. And I was like, what is that? So just all these funny things were happening. And we each had our own rooms, which was so nice.
That is
so
nice.
I go to get ready for bed and I realize I don't have a toothbrush.
And you're going to be there all weekend.
And I'm going to be there all weekend.
No.
And I have toothpaste,
Okay.
but no toothbrush.
Okay.
So I'm like, maybe tomorrow on the way home from the hike, we'll stop somewhere. Maybe some people will need
Right.
some groceries or drinks or something, and I can run in real quick and
Right.
get a toothbrush. So I finger brush my teeth that night.
Yeah.
Finger brush my teeth the next morning. We go on the hike. Nobody needs to stop. And now I realize I'm with these women. They don't know me.
Right.
I can't really tell them that I didn't bring a toothbrush because now I've been with them for more than 24 hours.
Yes. That's, yeah.
So
and then they're
gross.
thinking, well, you didn't tell us.
Right.
What have you been doing, Amanda?
Exactly. What did you do last night or this morning?
Oh, yeah.
So I went the entire weekend without brushing my
But
teeth.
well, to be fair, you had toothpaste.
I did.
And you could swish really hard.
Yes.
I mean, real hard.
But I have since been really good friends with these women, and I did not confess this until just this past January when
Did
we
you
were all
really?
together. Yes, because I have thought about this so many times, and I'm like, I can't tell them. That's so gross. I'm so embarrassed. I did not brush my teeth from Thursday morning until Sunday night.
Well,
That's a long time.
I mean, you may not have actually put bristle to the tooth, but I mean, I feel though, like if you have, it's one of those things like, would you rather have a toothbrush and no toothpaste or toothpaste with no toothbrush?
True.
I don't know.
I don't know which is better. Maybe the
Right.
dentists or hygienists in our listening, era can tell us.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but that was just quite embarrassing and something that I've always thought about. So I'm very cautious about bringing a toothbrush now every trip.
Well, I'm not going to judge you.
Okay, good.
Amanda, I'm going to title this All in the Name of Vanity.
I love it already.
You know I'm a girly girl, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, of course, you know this. We're great friends. I always have my hair cut and colored. My nails are done. I usually have a spray tan. I have Botox, a little filler. Oh, also, side note, when they ask you things, like younger folks will say, what would you tell your younger self?
Yes.
I would tell my younger self preventative Botox because honestly, it's so much easier to get a little juice here and there versus trying to correct these 11s that have really dug their heels in.
Totally. And I am super transparent that I also have Botox and
Yes.
filler because some people are like, oh my gosh, your skin is amazing and you're 50. And I'm like, well, I mean, I do have Botox and filler. So
Right.
that helps.
Right, exactly.
I'm not just out here pretending.
Right. And I love that you said that because I remember, and this is such a weird analogy, but like when women say, oh, well, I had my children natural. It's like, oh, okay, well, you get a gold star for being in so much pain. Now, I mean, if you wanted to, cool, get it, but don't wear that like a badge of honor because you're okay, great.
Right.
So you suffered. I mean, and so in today's world, I'm like, oh, well, I don't get Botox. All right, well, cool. That's your
That's
choice.
fine.
I mean, for me,
Right.
I mean, I want to look good.
I
So that's what I'm doing.
And sometimes I show Jim pictures of other people who are my age, and I'm like, this could be me.
Right.
Or we could have this.
Right.
And he's like,
Exactly.
I have no judgment.
Exactly. And you know what's funny about that? Leads me to my very next point, which is, do you know that wild boars, okay, so like wild boars, they've got hair, tusks, they look really rough,
Yes.
right? They are domesticated pigs that have just been out in the wild.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know
I
this.
read a whole story on this years ago. And I always tell Chris, I'm like, I am a domesticated pig. Okay? I am a domestic. Yes. I also get monthly facials. So, I'm like, I love makeup, monthly facials, little Botox, my nails are done. I'm like, I'm a domesticated pig. If you took all that away from me, wild boar.
I'm a wild boar
I'm a
out
wild
there.
boar.
I'm a wild
just
boar.
out there in the world. I'm a wild boar.
I remember the first time we came to test record. And I was like, well, let me video. And you're like, absolutely not. I'm never coming here without makeup again. And that was so funny.
I do
because
remember that.
You are beautiful regardless.
Oh, you're sweet.
But
Thank you.
I know we all feel better with a little bit of makeup on,
Right.
for sure.
I just wanted to look my best. And I remember when you said test record, I'm like, no,
Yes.
no, I have
You're
your
like,
makeup on.
I'm in a weird sweatshirt.
Right. I'm hiding behind this microphone. What
Yes.
are you talking about?
Yes.
Yes. And you know that old saying too, it's like, or that question, would you rather be overdressed or underdressed? Well, I would always say overdressed because anyone who says underdressed has never known what it means to be fabulous.
Yes. So
Now,
true.
I have to give credit. That was an Instagram meme.
my
And when I
gosh.
saw that, I was like, yes.
Perfect.
Yes. I would always rather be overdressed.
I think that's totally true for most people. I would say.
I know, but every now and then if somebody says underdressed, I'm like, why?
No.
I mean, I know I have been both in certain situations. I mean, I'm 45, almost. And there have been situations where, I've been underdressed. And I remember very clearly, like there were, I think, 2 situations. And I remember thinking, I'll never be underdressed again.
Yes.
Because the feeling is just weird. I don't love it.
And I think being overdressed, you're going to get attention, but it's okay for the right reason. Like,
yes.
For being underdressed, you also might get attention, but that's not the attention I would want.
Right. It's the, what is she doing here?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody
she
didn't
know
tell
any
her.
better.
Right. Somebody didn't tell her. Where is she from? Oh my gosh. Okay. And I told Chris when we got married, I said, here's what you need to know. As we plan out our budget when we are married for the rest of our lives, there are some non-negotiables. 1, hair, color and cut. 2, nails. 3, tan. And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there are lots of other things, that I like
that
Botox
we can
that we can negotiate. But hair, nails, and tan,
these are non-negotiables.
And he today will still tell you, what are Amanda's non-negotiables? He'd be like, hair, nails, and tan. Like, that's just what it is.
Amazing.
Hair, nails, and tan.
I don't know that Jim would know what mine
What
would
you're
be.
not-
I don't even know if I have any because it's any given year.
I was going to say, maybe it's evolved.
It has evolved. Like right now, it's Pilates, massages, and nails.
Right, exactly. And those are the non-negotiables.
Yes.
And it just, I think as we get older too, it evolves.
Yes.
It changes. The things that we realize we can't live without.
Right.
Like Botox.
True. That
Okay.
would probably be one.
So because this is all in the name of vanity, I'm going to give you a couple of things that I have done in the
cannot
name
wait.
of vanity. One, just side note, every now and then if I'm at a Starbucks and I don't like the way I look and they say, can I get a name for your order? I usually say Lydia. I don't know why. Because
This is incredible.
what difference does it make? I mean,
Right.
Amanda, and who do I think I'm fooling? I mean, I'm paying with my phone,
App.
with my
Yes.
app, which actually Chris and I share, so it always pops up Chris.
Okay.
So who cares? I could just say
Perfect.
Chris.
Yes.
But I've always said Lydia for years. And when I traveled for work, I'm like, Lydia. Now, I'm a huge fan of Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
So now that Aunt Lydia, I'm like,
I know.
no, I'm not really.
And is Lydia your alter ego when you don't look your best, or even when you traveled and you looked your best? You would still say Lydia.
Still say Lydia.
Okay.
I don't know.
How
It was
fun.
just a different name.
Love it.
I don't know. Okay, so I've done an alias at Starbucks.
Yes.
Also, I think there are a few that, well, I wouldn't say we've all done, but I have called out of work before because I had to get my hair fixed. In fact, there was a time when there was a 2-step process. So I went to the salon and they had to, I think I had colored my hair with like box color. I mean, this was
Okay.
years and years ago because I'm not doing that these days.
Yes.
But I had colored it and I think it was too dark. And so you go to the salon, they have to strip your hair of the color. And then it's like bright,
Right.
orangey.
Yes, it's
like
very brassy.
Very brassy, yes. I thought, I'm not going to work.
Right.
And I mean, this was back when everybody was in the office. I was not. So I'm like, I'm sick. Okay, next day, get it colored. Okay, look better. Go back to work. But that was like,
magically better.
well, and those were 2 days back to back because one was I look horrible. And the second one is I actually got to go get it fixed. So, it's such a cold 2 days in a row. Then there are the other not getting on Zoom, because, my camera doesn't work. I don't know what's happening. I'll just have to restart it after this call.
Oh my
We'll see what's
gosh.
happening.
Best.
Okay, done that. Also, do you remember in 2020 when we all were wearing masks? It was so much easier to not really wear makeup.
Yes.
So even now, if I see someone with a mask on, I actually think they're trying to protect me. Like, they're
Yes,
sick.
true.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, they're sick. They're trying not to get their germs everywhere. I can appreciate that. So if I'm not feeling like makeup, I'll throw my hair in a ponytail, put a hat on, like a baseball cap,
Yep.
and I'll just throw on a mask.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
I'm sick. I don't want to
Yes.
get anybody else sick. But it's really because I look hideous and don't want to put any makeup
See,
on.
and I feel like I have mask trauma, so I'm like, I never want to put another one on.
True. But see, vain. Okay.
Yes.
I would rather suck up that mask trauma and put it on because I
Yes.
don't want to look hideous.
Question, Amanda. Do you think it's because you kind of lived in one area and you would run into people you knew, or you didn't think you would run into people, it didn't matter?
I don't think it mattered.
Okay.
I don't think it mattered. I think I just didn't want to look hideous. And not
Okay.
even that I look hideous. In fact, that's not even the thing. It's just that I want to look my best.
Yes.
And I get that even if I'm not always going to look my best, but I think if I can help it in any way,
Right.
then I will put on a mask and put my hair up. I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing.
It's amazing.
Okay, these get progressively worse. Okay. So I'm a high school senior, and I had developed a horrible case of acne. And it was so awful. Like, I was so self-conscious, I think it was even worse because the year before, my junior year, I won our school beauty pageant.
Oh,
and then our
yes.
senior year, I developed acne, and it was really bad.
Yes.
Now, Accutane, side note, was like a miracle, and it totally cleared it up. But I had already had it for like most of my senior year.
Okay.
So then I get our senior pictures done, and I ask Lee, she is the yearbook staff president, and I say, hey, Lee, listen, just don't put my senior picture in the yearbook. And she's like, no, of course we are. I'm like, no, really, like, let it just be my name. And oops, we don't know where she went.
Not pictured. Remember, they used to have the square,
exactly.
and it would say not pictured.
Because I was also in the yearbook in different places, those candid shots they pick up, blah, blah, blah. And who cares? I did not want that picture of me in our yearbook. But lo and behold, she put it in there.
Oh, no.
That on top of the insecurity of me having horrible acne, I also thought, what can make me look better? I should cut all my hair off. And I don't even know why this was a good idea, because I'm thinking, this is so horrible. I'm so self-conscious. I should just cut my hair off, because it was hideous. I mean, I cut it all the way up to my chin. Like, it was bad. And because it was so bad, I bought a wig. Now,
at 18 or 17?
No, 17.
Oh my gosh.
And it's also one of those things where, I probably bought it from like Sally Beauty Supply or something. Like, and think about it too. Like, what quality wig am I purchasing at 17?
I was just thinking this. Yes, it's not the wigs that we have today, or even the nicer wigs of the time.
Right. Even the nice wigs back then.
Yes.
I'm 17. I'm not, and who did I think I was fooling? And I remember getting a wig that was semi close to the length of my hair, but it's still, you would have thought when I went to school, oh, she changed her hair.
Yeah.
So then I guess I thought I would wear the wig while it would look like I got my hair done or changed. And then I think after, my mom was a great keeper of secrets. So I think after a couple of days, she was like, so how long are we going to do this wig
What's
thing?
happening?
And again, because it's not a great wig, it gets nasty. It's
and
gross
sweaty,
and sweaty,
right?
and now you're itchy. And so finally had to take the wig off and just live with the fact that I cut all my hair off, and I colored it really dark. I looked night and day different from let's say spring junior year to spring senior year.
No. And when you say you cut it, did you cut it, or you had someone cut it?
No, I had someone cut it.
I wasn't sure on
but
that.
But that's also what's crazy. I had a job, and I paid to get my hair cut and colored. They did a horrible job. And I paid out of my own pocket for this.
It's the worst.
It is. So I looked hideous, and I thought, I am going to just have to live with this. And when those senior pictures came back, just so you know, not only did she put me in the yearbook, but my mom even knew that they were so bad, because when they came in the mail, I looked at them out at the mailbox, because I was waiting for these things to come in just to see, like, how bad are they? I waited at the mailbox. They were awful. I went through the front door, up the stairs, to the back deck. I opened up the grill. I put the pictures in, and I lit them on fire.
Oh my gosh.
And my mom didn't even flinch.
She didn't even flinch.
She was so great, because she knew. She was like, oh,
she knew how unhappy you
she
felt.
She had seen the acne come up. She saw the hair cut off, the wig attempt.
The different color
the
hair.
different colors. And she, so I just blew those things up in the grill. And
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that was that. And then, luckily Accutane cleared it up. My hair grew out a little, and, it was fine. But that was awful. Now, that's a high school story.
Right.
The last one, which I think is the most dramatic, is an adult story.
Okay.
My friend Sarah gets facials. I said I get a facial once a month. Well, she does as well. But actually, I think she probably gets them done like every 2 weeks. She has great skin. And a couple of years ago, I said, okay, tell me, like what do you do to have such great skin? And she said, well, I get these really great chemical peels pretty regularly. And I was like, okay, well then I should try one of those. But I mean, I don't really do anything halfway. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm a real all the wayer.
Right. You're like, burn it all off.
Burn it all off. We're just, I mean, there is no like, just kind of like,
test it.
We'll test it.
Nope.
Yeah. Just take a little bit at a time. We'll try it in a couple months. No. Let's do it all right
all
now.
the way.
Yes.
Whole hog.
Whole hog. Right. Turn this girl back into a domesticated pig. So I find out what this peel is, and she tells me the esthetician that she goes to. Great. I go see her, talk about what I wanted to do with the peel. Christmas is coming up, and she tells me, here's the thing. This peel is really intense, not to mention it was incredibly expensive.
Okay.
Like, if I said incredibly expensive, what do you mean? What do you think I mean?
I'm thinking like maybe $150.
$150 is $150?
Yeah.
Are you for real?
No.
$2,000.
What?
Yes.
No.
I thought you would have at least guessed like 1,000.
What?
Yes.
No.
It was $2,000.
I mean, Botox isn't even that much.
Right. Well, this was well, Sarah's skin is great.
Did you get scammed?
No, I did not.
Okay.
But all in the name of vanity, listen to this. She tells me it's going to be $2,000. Immediately I'm thinking, okay, Sarah trusts her. Plus, Sarah has great skin. Okay, I'm going to do this.
I'm thinking you better have skin of a 20-year-old when this is done.
I know. And so she tells me, here's the thing about this peel. It's 2 days in a row. You've got to come the first day, and they prep the skin, and then they basically do like step one, where I don't even know what's going on.
Right.
It's just like you're burning it off. But it has to sit there for an hour. So you're holding this handheld fan.
Because it's burning your skin.
It is burning your skin off, and you have this handheld fan. But when you leave, your skin doesn't look red. It doesn't look like anything's happening. So you're like, okay, all right, this is fine. And then you have to go back the second day, the exact same thing. Now it burns really, really badly. But she tells you ahead of time, it's going to be awful, and you are not going to be able to put any water on your face for 7 days. You got to be careful when you brush your teeth. Like, don't even get any water on your face for 7 days. And she gives you this special cream. It's the only thing you can put on your face for the next 7 days. You can't even wash your hair, because if you wash your hair, it will trickle down maybe on your face. So that means no makeup, no water on your face, no water in your hair. And then she says it's going to turn really red, and then you are going to get super tight. You're going to look like the oldest lady ever, and then it's going to pop.
Okay.
And when it pops, it's going to be like immediate. Like it's going to pop open.
Oh my gosh.
And you know when you have a sunburn, like when you were younger
Yes.
and it'd start to peel,
you
and you just peel it off because
Yes.
you were just like, oh, this is so cool, like addicting. And you
Yes,
just
it's
peel
like
it.
a snake skin.
Yes, yes. Well, she said, do not do that.
Right.
And in fact, she said, use these little manicure scissors.
To trim.
To trim.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, am I ever going to get close enough? No, I'm always going to look weird, like until this is over.
It's like lizard skin.
It's lizard skin. And I'm like, this is going to look bad. So she says, okay, no shower. This is the only cream. And already on day 2, I'm like, okay, this is going to be horrible. I go home and tell Chris all of this information. And he's thinking, okay, so now it's also, I think I said a couple days before Christmas. Okay. And because we're a blended family, the kids were with their other parents for this Christmas. Okay, important note. Kids were with their other parents. And I go and tell him, I'm not going to be able to wash my hair for 7 days, and I can't wear makeup. So now we've already started this out with, I'm a girly girl, all these things have to be done. And so for me to go out into the world without my hair washed for 7 days and no makeup, and also I'm going to look like a snake, I tell him, I can't go out into the world.
We're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere. Or are we? Or should we go to Vegas?
Oh, all right.
Because nobody knows me in Vegas.
You.
Because I thought I would rather go to Vegas where no one knows me and look like this than go to the grocery store and someone recognize me.
Right.
And you know what? Again, this is so vain. I don't even want the people who work at the grocery store
to recognize
me,
Yes.
to know me and think, ooh, like
what's happening?
What happened to this lady? So we go to Vegas and I look awful. And I told Chris, I don't care. I mean, we went to great restaurants.
Yes.
We sat down at a table and I think I scared the dealer. It was the year that Chris and I learned how to play 3-card poker, and we sat down at the Cosmopolitan. We were the only people at the table, and the guy like kind of did that like jump scare.
It's like, what's happening?
Right, but didn't want to look like
Yes.
you scared him. So, you know, and he was super nice because then he was teaching us how to play 3-card poker, which we love and play all the time now. But it is the scariest looking thing, and I have pictures. We will share this on social.
Oh, see, you're not that
Yes,
vain. You're
right,
willing to share.
right. I am willing to share.
appreciate
because
that.
while I say I'm vain, I also, though, can laugh at myself and say
Yeah.
this is absolutely ridiculous. So we'll definitely share that. But we went to Vegas, and I looked like I don't know, like the snake lady. It was just
Yes.
crazy. And it did pop while we were there. And even Chris said, he's like, he said, I had a hard time with that one. And he didn't tell me that until like,
Right.
you know, way later. But he said, I had a pretty hard time with that because I mean, I am trimming skin off of
skin.
my face.
And it was $2,000.
It was $2,000 trimming dead skin. And I looked, I mean, so greasy. Also because the lotion that you put on your face is like pure grease.
And it's getting in your hair.
It's getting
because you
in
can't
your
help
hair.
it.
Right. And it looks like grease on your face, but yet you're peeling. It is so nasty.
Probably like Aquaphor even.
Yes,
like
yes.
that.
Like it's very, very, very heavy. So I looked absolutely insane. And I would say, all in the name of vanity, that is the most dramatic thing I've ever done, is to go out of town so that no one I knew would recognize me.
Well, if we ever do facelifts, we can also go out of town.
Great idea.
And heal. And also, my aesthetic nurse injector is like, you're never going to need a facelift because you've done all this preventative.
Exactly. And you know what? Here's to a life of glam.
That's right.